Hello, my friends. Welcome to Rendezvous with Jamie McGlue. So today I'm going to tell you about a poetry book I have published. So first book I've ever published, so I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, it's available on Amazon now. You can purchase it. So yeah, and I'm going to read you tell you a little bit about it, read you some poems, and then, yeah, that's it. Before I do so, this Friday, if you're in Dublin, if you're in Howth or Dublin, um, this Friday there is a poetry and music kind of good vibes event in Howth at St. Columbanus Hall. So organized by the poet Michael Connaughton. And so basically, I'll put details of that in the description. But yeah, so my brother Mark McGlue, who's a very good musician, he's going to be performing. So it's 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. this Friday, July 4th in Howth at Columbanus Hall. So it's just across from the old building, across from the church, kind of up on the hill there. Um, so, you know, just up from Centra if you get lost. Yeah, so Mark and then me performing poetry. Then Christina Malloy, and then Michael Connaughton, and then we have Damien Hannon on guitar. There's a break, and then another band called Ayan. So yeah, should be great fun. It'll be refreshments and just some good vibes. People sharing consciousness and beauty as we each apprehend it. So come along if you're interested. So let's see here. This is the book. So if you go to Amazon, I am, right? AYE space AM. That should bring it up. I am that I am. So say yes to life and, notice that you exist. So it's basically mystical poetry, like spiritual truths and expressed and explored through poetry. Um, More or less what I've kind of just been doing as my own medicine and my own self understanding for many years. Like I write a lot of different types of poetry, but a lot of it is like kind of about who am I really, and trying to wake up to truth and what's it all about, And so, yeah, this is a collection of those poems. I am poems in search of spiritual awakening. So, yeah, you can around the world, you can get it wherever you want. So check that out. And then, without further ado, let's go and actually um, read some for you. So I'll put on my glasses here. um, Poems in Search of Spiritual Awakening. Alrighty. So I'm going to read you seven because seven is my favorite number. The magical number resonates, feels magical to me. So why not? Let's live by our own magic. So, alchemy, 1,000 grains of truth blasted in art's furnace, fashion a window in the wall of limited experience that passers-by may see, trembling vistas of eternity. There you are, you know. Um, oh, by the way, I should say about spirituality. What does that even mean? Basically, it's um, to make a long story short. You could buy my book and find out. Um, but like what Eckhart Tolle would talk about. If you look up an Eckhart Tolle video, you'll get the idea. And many people, but he would be the main person who resonates with me as my main kind of mentor in this kind of thing. But basically, it's just waking up from the dream and realizing there's a higher level of consciousness than standard waking adult consciousness, and that it's a real thing. It's not just hand waving. It's a real thing you can experience if you practice. You learn you get the context, how to in general, and then you apply yourself. You practice it. You will experience it. And in this higher level of awareness, where you've got a more accurate awareness of yourself and the world, there is complete peace, great beauty, great happiness, and wisdom. So, sounds good, right? So, alchemy, the power of art to transform and open up our consciousness. Now, let's skip that. Let's go Poem number 2, Ivrido, Love's Waking Laugh. Take heart and give it, set laughter free. Nothing could be simpler, it's effortlessly. Who we are, the one love, the tenderness. Blessed essence, here we are, not found on mortal ground. Being in the brightness of heavenly space. For higher orbits afford their view by earning earnest wages of truth, day by day making use of one's wings, lifting oneself and so others up, above the gravity of grief and greed, flying sideways by falling agreeably, working with the earth's natural motion, just as waves play within the will of the ocean, refusing to refuse what's beyond control, and else wisely wielding power over all, which is to say one's mind, words, action, humble but righteous work and well paid, in treasures undreamed of by ego slaves, billionaire paupers in a great rush to the grave, and minimalist sages taking pleasure with pain, shunning neither nor grasping for, just living, not hung up on a perfect balance, everything in moderation, including same, but honest enough to pass between the vices of excess and deficiency. In all or most things, so healing the world, teaching by learning, one's play, one's work. To awake, to not see selfish superlativity, would anyway be likewise to serve the whole. Objectively, love is the Scrooge's best investment. Pity he can't see he's robbing himself. But that's part of humanity, so part of me. I shall endeavour to be less like him, so to free us both and all from the karma he's conducting. Without coming from within, what can change? And yet all is a gift, this life of orbits arranged. Remember something is nothing to forget, and stories need baddies if we are to learn, and love needs her absence if she is to yearn. Dawn's warmth only comes for the sun does set, and thirsty fools will find wisdom's cistern yet. So those of us who are really into breathing are finding less fault with the failing fools who run the planet with times passing away. Advice can be given and initiative taken, but scorn and hatred betray ignorance. Enlightenment, the real one, is to silently say yes to what is, not even judging the monster, but neither for the innocents afraid to slay, and not needing permission to speak the truth, which has a way of turning evil against itself. And this aching earth, our labouring mother, is victim of herself, and we her agent selves. So hate not humanity, for you so hate nature, and the dragon gnaws upon its tail. Instead, have faith, hold up your chin, so eyes may see the farther horizon, may even see one's feet rising off the ground, effortless, the laws of night and day unbound. Now guidelines as you glide, a human moon, circling with the seasons by angels groomed, spiraling upwards with orbits of growing grace, every inch of the ascent exponentially lighter, calling courage to fellow souls above and below, that we can and will find independence. From suffering, suffocation in lower atmosphere, our consciousness clearing as host comes into focus, earth and human being, ground to take flight, land to launch dreams and wisdom's locus, all the adventure of love without hocus pocus, but magic that's realer than rational thought, the highest sobriety a silence, a kind of light, utter mystery of presence to each moment's life. The Grail's holy seeker, self-circling, still sought, until meanness knows itself as infinite naught. Somehow without words, beyond all names, does wakefulness welcome rebirth's refrain. And in the end, it's as the beginning, it's love, one love, and I can say no more, but wish it upon you, may you know, and celebrate the miracle of this vista. Join me, brother, join me, sister, as I shall gladly join myself, in the one love remembering, not for the first time nor the last, dissolving future, present, and past, into true color, love's waking laugh. There you go. All right, what's next? We have This beautiful silence, all of it always comes back to this beautiful silence, hidden bliss, obvious as water to the lifelong fish, calm as the coolest wellness spring, where butterflies bloom cocooning, colorful as the rainbows play, sifting scents so soulful, this little ode to silence there. Um, no, I know you're all very busy, so I'll keep it prompt. In tenderness, Ivara Kyaher, Ivara number 4. All right, in tenderness. Half my wholeness goes in waveform throes, zipping and zapping, zigging and zagging. The other infinity of myself remains unfazed, gazing gently from the mirror of my own mind. Days and weeks and years call to change, the stillness within that remembers all form. As so much music flowing like Renaissance wine, from goblets golden onto tongues of silver singing. Fine movement of thought and feeling known as the dream it is, the beautiful spelling glow of magic most holy, mysterious cosmic light, as walks the earth or arcs in rainbow sky. Being here the pen and page and man divine, all in their way of singing God's praises high. As treasured Olympus domes on gilded clouds, truth of poetry's playing with purity's sigh. Forever as ever the kisses come falling, like our autumn artworks of the wiser trees. Human nature learns of love and lives in peace. The line and stanza worship their parent poem for blissful union with power of greaterness, letting all edges grow and flow to eternity, whence journey of anything known to be known is seen in shy nudity and passion's stand, to be destination or destiny itself exploring. For joy alone the shapes and colors of this endless presence of adventure in tenderness. All right, now let's going to jump ahead to near the end of the book. We have a lively garden. There we go. Light is the hand the purest pen holds, itself of light and air, whose kingdom is everywhere always changing names at whim, of its doting subjects believing themselves king. Of each inch and acre the true sovereign gives, as toys to children, quiet guiding first steps. All the heartfelt praise of the wise who know that the babyful beginner lives in us all. Minded within by the master of mysteries, humble flower of the heart wakes to open, with petals of peace, purpose unpassing, to bloom the beautiful dream in color, while God the gardener tends our edges. I'll let you decide what these mean. Um, or me living life over there, decide what it means. And one thing I will say is like, there's my meaning of what I'm kind of feeling. Sometimes these like they just come out and I'm just think one line at a time or even one word at a time. I put no thought into it. Sometimes it doesn't come out very well, but often it comes out like actually amazing. Like that totally makes sense. It's all connected, and I literally wasn't paying any attention to the overall structure. So it's kind of like someone else is writing it for me. But uh, there is, but I usually have a kind of feeling or an idea I'm kind of following and expressing. Um, and uh, but what was the point there? Yeah, but there often what I love is when there are multiple meanings, and that's one of the great things about poetry. It's why I think this book is pretty cool. Like it's got a poetry has a looser approach to things than prose. So this was a bit different to like your standard spirituality book, where it's kind of trying to tell you, instruct you how to get out of your mind and be here now. But this is a little bit looser and more like associations and imagery and things. So um, but yeah, and you could have your interpretations of things. Others, obviously, I guess there's many ways to interpret things, even if there is a core meaning which I have put forward there. Um, and to some extent, yeah, these are all mysteries to me too, you know. And it's like I look at the forest and it's wow, what does it mean, you know, or like where did it come from? Kind of similar thing with the poetry. A little bit more involved in the creation thereof, I suppose. But nonetheless, here we go. Number six, um, the living dream. My first and in some sense only dream is to simply wake up from my dreaming, live the now consciously, be the real me, this precious moment of unending love. Still there be wise dreams within dreams, sand castles of coloured sea light flowing, to love and create in wholeness knowing, for beauty and truth, for humour and joy, solace and grace to dear souls entranced, in nightmares, illusions, terror and grief, newness and adventure to the already free, happenstance blooming endless destiny, eternal mystery to breathe in human air, we centres of everything coming to care. Throw myself away and I'll yet be back, in rarer form as an acorn growing to tree, then as acorn again come seeking ground, as dreaming awakens sweet here and now. One more. The Holy Grail, number seven. The answer is not to question. The view from the giant's shoulder. Nothing is so beautiful as silence. And on that note, I'll let you get back to your silence and enjoy yourselves. So, once again, you can, if you like the poetry, if you want to support me, um, it's like what is it, like 100 pages of poetry, basically, like of what I just shared with you there. And I'm going to be publishing more stuff on other themes, just life in general, some about Ireland, where I live and I love. Um, but and also I'll be publishing some prose, like stories, in the future. Um, but yeah, so but for now, this is what I've got on offer. This is spiritual poetry. I think I, you know, I hope you'll enjoy it. And yeah, you can pick it up there wherever you are. And I am. And also this, if you're in Dublin, or you know, if you're really enthusiastic, you want to come over from Montreal, um, or Australia, uh, Friday, 7 p.m. St. Columbanus Hall in Howth in Dublin. Um, my brother and I and some other cool cats are performing poetry, music, having a laugh, enjoying life. You're very welcome. Tá fáilte romh a teacht anseo. Very welcome to come. So that's it. Thanks everyone. Much love.